Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're tackling something that seems simple, but wow, it gets complex fast.
Right.
The fabric on dining chairs.
Mm-hmm.
We're really focusing on the best options for commercial use, where durability is just paramount. But honestly, if you've ever fought a ketchup stain at home, this is definitely for you too.
Absolutely. It's such a fascinating mix, isn't it? Design meets, well, pure practicality. You want something that looks great, fits the vision,
Right.
but it also has to hold up to daily life. Spills, sitting, cleaning, the works.
Exactly. So to sort of cut through all the options, we've dug into the spec sheets, looked at real-world use, and distilled it down to 8 really high-performing fabrics.
Yeah, the ones that really stand out.
Think of this as your guide, basically. We want you to feel confident choosing the right upholstery. We'll hit the main pros, the cons, maybe even spark some ideas with ideal chair pairings.
Sounds good. Where should we start?
Okay, let's kick off with a real classic.
Yeah.
Leather, and its sort of more accessible cousin, premium polyurethane or PU.
Right. Leather and good quality PU. What's great about both is, first off, that premium look, right? But crucially for dining settings, they wipe clean so easily.
That's huge.
It really is. And real leather, it's known for amazing durability. We're talking like over 100,000 Martindale rubs sometimes.
Wow. What does that actually mean, 100,000 rubs?
Oh, it's a standardized test for abrasion resistance. So yeah, 100,000 is basically contract grade for very heavy use. Think hotel lobbies, busy restaurants.
Okay.
Premium PU can get up there too in terms of rubs. Plus it's usually, easier on the budget and comes in basically any Pantone color you can think of. And importantly, both can pass the B1 fire safety test if you use an FR interliner. That's often a legal must-have for commercial spaces.
Okay, that cleanability factor, as you said, sounds like a massive advantage. Are there downsides? What do we need to watch out for?
Well, with genuine leather, the main thing is usually the cost. It's just a more expensive natural material.
Sure.
And PU, while it's fantastic for wiping down, it can be a bit sensitive to heat. Like above 45 Celsius, maybe 113 Fahrenheit, it might soften a bit. And leather, being natural, well, it needs a bit of TLC, some conditioning now and then to keep it from drying out.
Right, conditioning.
But, thinking about chairs, you could actually get clever and combine them.
Oh, how do you, like on the same chair?
Exactly. Imagine using that luxe leather look, maybe on the backrest where it gets less direct wear and fewer spills, and then use the super practical, easy clean premium PU right on the seat where, let's face it, accidents happen.
Okay, I see where you're going.
Yeah, picture it. Comfy foam padding, a nice supportive back, maybe some stylish vertical stitching, cushioned arms, sitting on a solid black powder-coated metal base. You get the best of both worlds, the leather touch, the PU practicality, perfect for a home office or, a dining space that needs to look good but be really functional.
That is a smart combo, leveraging the strengths of each.
Okay.
Okay, moving on. Next is micro-suede or microfiber. Sounds so soft.
It is, yeah. And micro-suede is kind of cool because its stain resistance isn't really a coating. It's built into the structure.
How does that work?
It's made of these incredibly fine polyester fibers that are split, creating these tiny, tiny channels, hydrophobic capillaries, technically.
Okay.
Which basically means liquids tend to sort of bead up on top, making them really easy to just blot away, often just with water.
Nice.
And contract grade versions can be pretty tough too, hitting maybe 50,000 to 75,000 rubs. Good for busy homes, even some lighter commercial use. Plus, you can usually use mild soap on it. And yeah, it has that lovely soft feel.
So durable and cozy. Sounds almost too good. What's the catch?
Well, a couple of things. It can sometimes generate a bit of static, might attract dust or lint.
Oh, okay.
And there is the environmental aspect, the potential for shedding synthetic microfibers. That's something people are becoming more aware of, an ESG concern.
That's a really important point these days. Okay, so if we're using micro-suede, what kind of chair design really lets it shine?
I'd think about a chair that really leans into that plushness. Maybe something with generous padding on the seat and back, upholstered in that durable, easy clean micro-suede. You could add some visual flair with, say, a quilted pattern on the backrest. Pair that with a clean, maybe angular black metal base for a modern touch. That kind of chair would be great in a busy family home. Or even a taffet wanting a softer, more inviting vibe, without sacrificing too much on the cleaning front.
Yeah, I can definitely picture that. Okay, let's shift to something that just screams luxury. Short pile velvet.
Ah, velvet. It definitely brings the drama, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And you might be surprised, but the contract grade short pile velvets, especially if they're like a nylon blend or Trevira CS.
Zero CS.
Oh, sorry, yeah. It's a type of inherently flame-retardant polyester fiber, really common in contract textiles. So those types can be incredibly durable, again, often over 100,000 Martindale rubs, suitable for pretty demanding commercial spaces. And critically, they can be inherently flame-retardant to meet B1 standards without extra treatment. Plus, you get that amazing saturated color depth.
Wow. Okay. Sounds amazing for making a statement. But I'm guessing all that lushness comes with some practical considerations?
You just right. Velvet has what's called a nap, the direction the little fibers lie.
Right, like on corduroy.
Exactly. So it can look different shades depending on how you look at it, and it can show pressure marks, like if chairs are stacked.
Yeah.
It generally needs a bit more upkeep, weekly vacuuming, maybe a gentle brush with low steam sometimes. It also tends to cost a bit more and often needs dry cleaning. So yeah, while it looks incredible, maybe not the best choice for, say, a kids' play area or a super casual eatery.
Right, spaghetti night might be risky.
Yeah.
But how could we best showcase it on a dining chair if you were going for that luxe feel?
Ooh, for real elegance. Think about a chair fully wrapped in a soft touch velvet, maybe with a classic tufted backrest. That detail just amps up the luxury feel.
Mm-hmm.
Add some comfy padded armrests, a well-cushioned seat, perfect for lingering over dinner or even in a meeting room, then ground it with sturdy black metal legs. Maybe even add a swivel base for a modern practical twist. That'd look fantastic in an upscale dining room, a chic restaurant, or even as a really stylish home office chair.
Very nice. Okay, let's move towards natural fibers now. Cotton linen blend. Sounds like a nice middle ground.
It really can be. You're blending the softness and breathability of cotton with the longer, stronger fibers of linen, which comes from flax.
Right.
So you get that lovely natural feel. It breathes well, wicks moisture. And importantly, it wrinkles less than pure linen. Plus, the blend roughly doubles the tear strength compared to just cotton.
That blend sounds pretty effective. But I always worry about natural fibers and stains.
Yeah, that's the main thing to think about here. Cotton and linen blends do tend to soak up spills more readily than, say, a PU or vinyl. So using some kind of stain protection, like a Scotch Guard treatment, is usually a really good idea, especially for dining chairs.
Definitely.
And the abrasion resistance, while better than pure linen or cotton alone, it's typically under that kind of 60,000 rub mark. So fine for home use, maybe some lighter commercial spots, but probably not the absolute highest traffic areas unless it's well protected.
Okay. So how would you style a chair with a cotton linen blend? What's the vibe?
I think you'd lean into that natural, relaxed feel. Upholster, maybe a slightly more organic shaped frame. Something stylish but not stuffy. The fabric itself, being soft and breathable, creates that inviting seat. The linen part adds a little bit of texture, which is nice visually. It's just a great, relatively low-maintenance choice for homes, cozy cafes, maybe restaurants going for that warm, natural, welcoming atmosphere.
Yeah, sounds lovely. Okay, big shift now. Let's talk about something super practical. Contract vinyl, PVC. We've all sat on this, probably in schools or cafes.
Oh yeah, contract vinyl is the absolute workhorse, isn't it? Especially in places like schools, healthcare settings, busy cafes. The number one advantage, it wipes clean instantly.
Yeah.
Like instantly.
Huge plus.
Massive, especially where spills are just constant. It's also often the cheapest way to get that B1 fire safety rating. Sometimes just needs an additive mixed in during production. It's really durable, and yeah, the cost is low, often under, say, €8 a square meter. Plus, many are bleach-proof, which is great for serious cleaning.
Sounds almost bulletproof. But comfort, is that where vinyl falls short sometimes?
That can be a factor, yeah. Vinyl can feel a bit cool when you first sit down. Some people don't love that. Also, in really cold places, like below -20 Celsius, there's a risk of something called cold crack.
Cold crack?
Yeah, it can become brittle and crack in extreme cold. Though for Europe, importers usually spec it for lower temps, like -25 or even less, to avoid that. And it's generally not as breathable as natural fabrics.
Okay, so where does PVC really shine in terms of chair design?
Think minimalist functional designs. Like an ergonomic, maybe butterfly-shaped backrest, paired with that smooth, easy clean PVC seat, simple, sturdy black metal legs, maybe make it lightweight and stackable. It's just perfect for those high-traffic spots where durability and effortless cleaning are absolutely number one.
Makes total sense.
Okay, next, olefin or polypropylene. This one might be less familiar to people for, like, indoor dining chairs.
Yeah, olefin or PP is quite interesting. It really shines in spaces that kind of blur indoor and outdoor use. Think garden rooms, covered patios, sun loungers even.
Why is that?
Because the color is added during the fiber production process. It's called solution dyed.
Ah.
And that gives it incredible UV resistance, often over 1,000 hours in the xenon test, which simulates sunlight. So it doesn't fade easily at all. It's also really resistant to chlorine cleaners. It's lightweight, which actually helps with shipping costs because its specific gravity is low and it resists mildew naturally.
Wow, sounds perfect for anything near a window or outdoors. Any drawbacks? Well, the range of colors available can sometimes be a bit more limited compared to other fabrics. And the fibers themselves are quite sensitive to high heat. They melt around 160 degrees C.
Oh, okay.
It's so sensitive, actually, that manufacturers need to use special PTFE-coated sewing needles, like Teflon-coated, just so the friction doesn't melt the thread as they sew it.
Whoa, that's specific. So what kind of dining chair would make sense for Olefin?
You could imagine a chair upholstered in this super durable, easy clean polypropylene fabric, something that can handle wear, sun, maybe even tougher cleaning. Pair it with comfy cushioning, maybe a slightly reclined, supportive backrest for a relaxed feel. It'd be super practical for home or business, especially in those sunny spots or transitional indoor-outdoor areas, or anywhere needing regular, heavy-duty cleaning.
Interesting. Okay, now for some texture. Bouclé and tweed. Very trendy right now.
Definitely on trend. And that texture is part of their appeal. The loops in bouclé, the weave in tweed, they both scatter light really well, which can actually help hide minor scuffs or signs of daily use.
Oh, that's a hidden benefit.
Yeah. And contract-grade bouclé can still be pretty robust in maybe 50,000 rubs or more, so it's definitely viable for moderate commercial use.
I love the look. But those loops in bouclé, I can imagine them catching on things.
That's the main thing to watch out for, yes. The loops can potentially snag on jewelry, zippers, maybe even pet claws. It's common enough that you'll often see a snag disclaimer with bouclé furniture, especially in places like Germany, where consumer regs are strict.
Good to know.
And both bouclé and tweed, because of the texture, can tend to trap lint a bit more than smoother fabrics. So regular vacuuming is usually a good idea to keep them looking fresh.
Right. Maybe not ideal if you have shedding pets. So how would you style these textures on a dining chair?
With bouclé, I'd really play up that soft, tactile quality. Imagine a chair just enveloped in it. Use high-density padding so it feels substantial and comfy. Then maybe contrast that cozy texture with sleek black metal legs. Add a 360 swivel base that makes it feel modern and versatile. Great for a contemporary dining space, or even as cool, flexible seating in a home office.
I like that mix of texture and modern lines. Okay, last one. Pure linen. It has that natural luxury vibe, but also a rep for being fussy.
Pure linen does have a lot going for it. It's incredibly breathable, it's biodegradable, which is a big plus now, and it actually ages quite beautifully, developing a nice softness over time. The long flax fibers give it really good tensile strength, and interestingly, it actually gets stronger when it's wet. Plus, it has that cool, crisp feel that's so nice in summer or warmer climates.
It sounds lovely in theory, but yeah, the practicality for dining chairs.
Yeah.
That's where I hesitate.
And you're right to think about that. Pure linen wrinkles a lot. Easily. And it will absorb stains pretty quickly if it's not treated with some kind of protector. The abrasion resistance is also generally lower, typically under 50,000 rubs. That's why for contract use, you almost always see it either blended, often with cotton like we discussed, or treated with a stain protector, ideally a fluorocarbon-free one nowadays.
Okay, so if you really love linen and want it on a dining chair, what's the best way to approach it, keeping those limitations in mind?
I think you embrace its natural beauty. Maybe a chair design that's elegant but simple. Upholster it in that breathable, skin-friendly linen. Perhaps add a subtle detail, like some unique shell-like stitching, to make it special without being fussy. Then pair it with a strong base, like black metal again, for that contrast. It's perfect for dining rooms, or maybe meeting rooms where style and natural comfort are key, and perhaps spills aren't a daily battle.
It's really amazing how much goes into each fabric choice. And it's super helpful to know that a supplier like ASKT actually stocks all these different types, ready to go in B1 or standard grades. Having those ISO rub tests and the EN load test certs ready must be a lifesaver.
Oh, absolutely.
And getting finished samples shipped worldwide in just 10 days. That seems incredibly fast for specifying furniture.
It really is. And for buyers, especially in Europe with all the regulations, having fabrics that are already pre-tested and compliant, that just smooths out the whole approval process immensely. It saves so much time and potential hassle.
Yeah, it takes a lot of the guesswork out.
Exactly. It lets businesses focus on the design and the color, knowing the technical compliance is already handled. Speeds everything up.
Okay, so as we wrap up this deep dive on dining chair fabrics, what are the really crucial takeaways for our listeners?
I think the main thing is that it's always a balancing act. You've got the look you want, the aesthetics.
Right.
Then you have the durability you need, the reality of maintenance, and just the specific environment the chair's going into. There are so many great options, from those super tough synthetics for heavy-duty use to beautiful natural fibers, but every single one has its trade-offs.
Totally. It's not just about how it looks on day one, is it? It's about how it's going to live and wear in your space with your life happening around it.
Precisely.
So the final thought maybe is really think about the specific challenges your chairs will face day to day. Are we talking kids with markers, constant coffee spills, or just general wear from lots of use? Answering that honestly will point you towards the upholstery that's going to keep you happy in the long run.
Well said. It's about finding that perfect match for long-term satisfaction.
Thanks for diving deep with us today.